What do you think of this winter wonderland? I'm thinking we got about 5 to 6 inches of snow last night. This is Colorado, even in the fall.
Hi guys, and welcome to my channel, Rocky Mountain Gardens. Today is Halloween, and I have a tradition every year of inviting friends and family over after trick-or-treating for some hot apple cider and extra treats to share. So I am today going to create my cider recipe, and I'd like to share it with you. So I'll be turning the camera around here in just a second and giving you all the secrets to this very special cider that I make. See you in just 1 minute. Let's get started making our apple cider. So the first thing I did was pour in 4 quarts of apple cider into my largest soup pot. And I used these small bottles because I was looking for organic. And I wanted to show you that this sort of sludge, this sort of sludge that is at the bottom of each bottle, I did not pour in the entire contents of the bottle, and rather just stopped short of having this sludge go into my pot. It just makes your cider be very cloudy and not as appetizing. So hold back on getting this sludge into your cider mixture. The next thing I did was put in 2 whole cinnamon sticks. I put in 1 teaspoon of nutmeg and 1 teaspoon of allspice. And then I actually took my trusty wooden spoon here and stirred those spices into the mixture. And you want to make sure that the spices are really blended into the cider that's in your pot. And my next step was to take a gala apple and I added cloves to it. So I cut the apple in half, I cored it so that I wouldn't have any seeds falling into my cider. And then really it's wonderful to have that taste of cloves in your cider. It's just delicious. But to keep it easier to fish those cloves out at the end, if you put them into something like this apple, and I have some on both sides, on the peel side and on the open side, I have about 12 or so cloves in each apple half. And that is going to give a fantastic flavor to the cider. So we'll place those in the pot. And in addition, I sliced up a navel orange. So I'm placing that into the pot, each piece. And then lastly was my special secret ingredient, which is to add 1 cup of Southern Comfort bourbon. Now this bourbon I love because it has a sweeter flavor than others, and it's just wonderful in drinks. In fact, I use it in my bourbon crush that I make in the summertime, which is a frozen fun drink on a hot summer day. Anyway, getting back to Halloween, this is a great ingredient to add to your cider. So it is an adult beverage, you might say, but conventional wisdom does tell us that when you add alcohol to a food that you are cooking, and this cider is going to be brought to a boil and will be evaporating some, the flavor of the alcohol is left behind, and the alcohol, the part that is intoxicating, evaporates out of the food. So I feel this is safe for children in a small amount. But of course, if you have a lot of children that you're serving, you might want to omit the bourbon, or make 2 batches, one for adults and one for children. So I added 1 cup already into my pot. And now I'm going to just give it a little stir again. And then I'm going to move to the stove where I will be bringing this pot to a boil and then allowing it to simmer for 20 minutes.
I'll bring you over to my stove now for a look at my cider. It is simmering nicely, and it will simmer, as I said, for 20 minutes. Now, after 20 minutes, you want to take it off the heat, remove all of the fruit, the cloves, and the cinnamon sticks. And you need to do that because if you leave, especially the cloves and the cinnamon sticks, in too long and just let them sit in the cider, it can turn the flavor bitter. And we don't want that with our cider, so don't forget, after 20 minutes, take the cider off the heat and then go ahead and remove everything that's floating there in the liquid. After that, of course, it's time to serve. Now, when you serve it, of course, you can put it right away into a nice cup for a lovely warm drink, or you can set it aside, even refrigerate the leftover cider, and then what's wonderful about that is you can reheat it in a pot on the stove or even in the microwave, I guess, if you'd like. But any leftovers certainly do not go to waste because they can be put in a sealed leftover dish in your fridge and brought out for friends on another day. So keep that in mind. I'm always a big fan of leftovers, so don't forget that that's one way you can make sure you utilize all of your cider. Happy Halloween and happy fall to everyone. See you in my next video.